Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday evening, we'll be reading from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Now, let us begin. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam sri madatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Now, this wonderful conversation is going on, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, now almost at the end of his the mission, he is in Calcutta, and the doctors are coming to treat him, to meet him, and at that time, so other devotees are also coming. A lot of conversations are going on. Then we know that the Dr. Sharkar, he examined the master's pulse and inquired about his condition. The conversation turned to God. And Dr. Bhaduri, shall I tell you the truth? All this is unreal, like a dream. Dr. Bhaduri was also present. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is sick. And now the two doctors, both of them are very famous in those days, and they have come, both of them. If you notice, these doctors, though they were doctors and they were the professional, but at the same time, they used to study and they used to listen. They were interested about philosophy also. So Dr. Bhaduri, he is mentioning, shall I tell you the truth? This is unreal, like like a dream. Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is sick. Dr. Bhaduri, from the point of view of the Vedanta, he is telling this is unreal. Illusion. Then whose is this delusion? And why this delusion? If all who all know it to be delusion, then why do they talk? I cannot believe that God is real and his creation unreal. Now, if we notice this word, God is real and his creation unreal. On the basis of this, some people they deviated from the path of Shankara. Shankaracharya, Adi Shankaracharya, he said that God is real, the Creator is real, the Brahman is real, but his creation is unreal. Now this unreality was accepted as a dream, but to whom? Those who have understood it. Otherwise, those who are in the dream, for them the dream is real. They cannot say, oh, it is a dream. Inside the dream, when they are dreaming, they cannot think of that this is a dream and it is nothing but dream. But for them, it is nothing but real. So when this is going on, our Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, that is good attitude. It is good to look on God as the master and oneself as his servant. As long as a man feels the body to be real, as long as he is conscious of I and you, it is good to keep the relationship of master and servant. It is not good to cherish the idea I am he. This is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's philosophy. You know that many of you know that we are going to have a group of devotees at the Hindu temple. They are organizing a North America Vedanta conference in Alabama, Huntsville city in September. There all Vedanta will be discussed, and the fourth Vedanta is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's Vedanta, the Samannaya Vedanta. Here Sri Ramakrishna is very clear. As long as you feel that I am, that means you are associated with this body, and when you think this body, naturally me and mine, my body and my family, my world, my society, natural. As long as you are thinking in that way, it is real. Look at it. He is not telling the whole, you are correct. He is not supporting one group. Dr. Bhaduri said it is all delusion. That is the point of view of the Shankaracharya. To some extent we can say like that. And the others, Madhvacharya and others, they say, no, it cannot be, because we are leaving. How can you say that we are not there? So in this condition, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is concluding, mixing both the path, as long as you feel I, so long this world. So when you will feel, no, it is not really I, then there is no real this world. So as long as you are in the dream, you see the dream as real. The moment you wake up, you see there is nothing is there. So dream become delusion when you wake up. This world become delusion when you get the knowledge. So this is very simple. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he mentioned that as long as I is there, you is there. It is good to keep the relationship of the master and the servant. Now he says, how you will live then? As because I is there, the ego may come. The moment the ego will come, with the ego, I am always away from the God. So he is suggesting, think that I am the servant and God is my master. If we can think in that way, the God as my master, God is the Lord, then there is no problem. Let me tell you something else. You see the same room, whether you look it in from one side or from the middle of the room. Is giving an example from one side or from the middle of the room. When you see standing at the middle of the room, what do we see? Things are very close. Right side, left side, back, front. You are at the middle. So that is one idea. And when you are in a corner of the same room, you see those same things, but some of the things are in distances. So the views are different, but actually the same room. Whether we say that this world is permanent or this world is not permanent, the view is the same. From the same point of view, we are seeing in this way. Then Dr. Bhaduri to Dr. Sharkar, what I have just said you will find in the Vedanta. You must study the scripture, then you will understand. This is the problem with some of the householders. They will study a little and then they will boast on that. Dr. Bhaduri, he was listening to the Bhagavad Sri Ramakrishna, but we can understand that he was not paying much heed to those things. How he is giving the way of the combination. This way also you can understand, this way also. Rather, he wanted to impress on Dr. Sharkar, understanding that he has not studied the scripture, and here he almost boasted that you should study the scripture. I have studied the scripture, and there I have understood. Understanding after reading is one thing, and understanding after realization is a totally different thing. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he didn't read, but he realized. So it was natural for him. And Dr. Bhaduri and others, they read only, and from there they are mentioning this way. When I have just said to you, you will find it in the Vedanta. You must study the scripture, then you will understand. Dr. Sharkar, why so? Has he, meaning the Sri Ramakrishna, has he acquired all this wisdom by studying the scripture? This is the argument that Dr. Sharkar, he said, Sri Ramakrishna didn't read. So where from he got this knowledge? He too support my view. Can't one be wise without reading the scripture? That is also there. But Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna immediately he said to answer to this, but how many scriptures I have heard. I didn't read, but I have heard. In the Shankaracharya, he mentioned there's called Adhikari. When we are studying the scripture, and we have to understand who is able to study that, Adhikari. Suppose you like to be an engineer, you have to sit for an exam, entrance exam. And there you have to prove that you are capable to study that particular subject. So questions will be there, and you are not an engineer, you are going to be an engineer, going to study the engineering. But they will ask some basic questions, so they will understand, this person will be able to understand the complicacy of the engineering. And previously it was only one, now so many varieties of engineering. Similarly, the medical also. You have to go and sit and give an entrance exam for everything. Why? Because are you capable? Now, about God realization, anyone can come and realize God. Is it? No, you have to give an entrance exam. And what is that? Adhikari. Adhikari means a person who is capable to understand. And how you are understanding? Through your mind. And what is the condition of your mind? Turbulent. But only thing that is necessary to understand the spiritual value is the calm mind. So obviously, the exam will be on your desires. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? Name, fame, money, all this, then you are not capable. Do you have a clear idea why you are going to study the scripture? So that also it is there. So Adhikari tu, Vidhibad Adhita Veda Vedanga, like that is a long definition, then only you are an able person to study Vedanta. And that is why you will find most of the people, they go for the Vedanta because as an intellectual, and you can just go and tell I am an intellectual, and there are people, they appreciate also the Vedanta. As Dr. Bhaduri was telling, I script Vedanta, so you can study. So, but if you say, I go to the temple and I pray to God, oh, is it? No, all people go. Mostly ladies, they do it, but we males, we study. So, this is the way a type of ego expression is there. Ego is there. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he wants that one should get the benefit of spirituality. Putting from these, a few days back we were studying here in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Bhagavan said that you have come to the mango orchard to eat mango. So why you are counting leaves and wasting your time? So this is very serious when he says that I have heard it. That means according to the tradition, you must have to have a background. You must know what it is. And how you will know? From the previous, the Munis and Rishis who realized this truth. So unless you know about it, you will not know what actually it is. Most of the people, they will be reading some of the books by the great speakers. They studied and then they presented it like a good teacher, they presented it nicely, but they have not realized it. So when we hear them, there may be flaws. So when you are studying, you should study the original, and that too under someone who has the knowledge of that truth. So Veda, Vedanga, Adhita, Adhigatena, and sometimes it says, Asmin Janmani Janmantareva. Shankaracharya won't leave you. he says either you have studied in this life or maybe in previous life. Otherwise, you will never get any interest into this. Just an hour or two before, a father and a daughter came. The summer time, so they're visiting. They came. They live here in somewhere nearby, and father was telling that the daughter, who is in the grade 11, is interested in Vedanta, and she wanted to know about the Atman and all that. That is good. Then I felt at this age, when maybe that she has heard about it and all, maybe at this age she is somehow interested, but why she is interested in Vedanta, in Atman? In the previous life, must have heard about it, read about it, practiced about it. And this life, that is coming. So, Osmin Janmani Janmantareva. In this life or in the previous life, you must have studied that. So, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I didn't read, but I have heard. Those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna, you all know that when he was a young boy in his village, he used to go to when a big road is a passing, so if he used to go to that road, and there was used to be in the olden days as a guest house type. It's free. Anyone can come and stay over there. Villagers used to come and serve them with food and other things, whatever they needed. Why? They are holy people. They are going to the holy places. They are thinking of God. They are studying the scripture. So all villagers, and that was the actual life of India. Anywhere, any corner of India, if you go and say that I am hungry, people will come rushing to help you. Why? That was the religion, that was the culture, and that was the philosophy, and that was the life. So we cannot separate the philosophy and this other life. No. Only one day we will go to a holy place and then we will pray, and the other 7 days, 6 days we are free, and nothing like that. All the time. The Sri Ramakrishna used to go to that chatti. Chatti means a place where they used to stay for some few hours. They will be cooking their own food and then they will start again. The villagers used to provide them the raw rices, water and other. This young little boy used to go, used to help them, and almost all the time used to sit over there and to listen to the discussions. Sometimes the Vaishnava saints are passing, so they will be talking about the Krishna, about the Vishnu, and they are singing the bhajans. He used to listen to that, and he had a sharp memory. All he used to remember, and he will come back and tell it to his mother. And sometimes the other, like the Vedantins, monks, they are passing, they will be discussing about the Vedanta, studying the Vedanta, Bhagavad Gita. He used to listen. So he said, but how many scriptures I have heard? And after coming to Dakshineshwar also, a lot many, the sannyasins and the mendicants, holy people, they used to come and stay in the guest houses. Any temple means they should have guest houses for the holy people. They don't earn. So obviously you cannot charge them for. So they will come, they will stay, they will study, they will meditate, they will pray. Their presence will make that place holy. So obviously, those who used to maintain the temple, the rich people, they wanted the holy people should come and stay. Sri Ramakrishna, sitting in Dakshineshwar, many a times he discussed this and heard the scripture. So he said like that. Dr. Sharkar, a man may mistake the meaning if he only. In your case, it is not mere hearing. Notice it. This is Dr. Sharkar. How very nicely and very clearly he has observed, and he is now coming up with his own decision about Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. When Sri Ramakrishna said very humbly that I have heard, so I have learned, but the Dr. Sharka says it is nothing like that. When you hear and from there you learn, there may be mistake, but you never make any mistake. That means it is not only hearing, you have your own realization. Suppose we visit a place, a country, and we stay over there, then we come and read about that place, then hear about that place, but we know, I was there, I know everything of that place, so no one can say, oh, this is this, this is that. You are convinced. So this is called realization. If you have realized the truth, realized the God, then whatever the people are explaining from the scripture, you can say it may be you are saying, but I know this is like this, because you have your own experience. This Dr. Sharkar mentioning, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, I have heard, you may have, but after hearing, if you say that, try to repeat that, there may be mistake. But in your case, there is no mistake. That means you have heard, but you have realized that truth. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna to doctor, I understand that you spoke of me as incense. When Dr. Sharkar was appreciating Sri Ramakrishna, he wanted to divert that and immediately said, hey, you used to say, I have heard that you tell me that people said that you have said that I am an incense, a mad. And that is why, pointing to the Master Mahasaya and other devotees, they don't want to go to you. Dr. Sharkar looking to him because he must have said something, and the Master Mahasaya has reported to Sri Ramakrishna. So now it is embarrassing. So he looked at the aim and said, why should I call you, meaning the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, incense? But I mentioned your egotism. Why do you allow people to take the dust of your feet? Now, what we were discussing, suddenly things have changed. Now, the Dr. Sharkar is thinking it is the ego, but I don't think that he is truly his meaning. He is just arguing, why you allow people to take the dust of your feet? That means you have the ego. That he is pointing. Maybe he discussed that with the Master Mahasaya. Master Mahasaya didn't like it because Master Mahasaya is a devotee. He has a great love for Sri Ramakrishna. So, and he said that I don't like to go to Dr. Sharkar. He always criticizing you. So Sri Ramakrishna, he is just very simple. He won't hide anything. So he said that. Dr. Sharkar looking to him, he said, and otherwise they weep. Master Mahasaya is telling, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is not giving. People like to come and touch his feet and take the dust of his feet. If you don't allow, they will be sorry. Dr. Sharkar, that is their mistake. They should be told about it. Then why should you object to their taking the dust of the feet? Doesn't God dwell in all beings? Dr. Sharkar, I don't object to that. Then you must take the dust of everyone's feet. If the God is dwelling in all being, then you must take the dust of all being. You know, the Vaishnavas, particularly in the villages, and in the teaching of the Vaishnava it is there, particularly I have seen in the Gaudiya Vaishnava, that means the Vaishnavism in Bengal, they always teach to be humble. And to become humble, one will come and bow down and take the dust of everyone. And when he is taking or she is taking the dust, and that other person will also touch the feet of. By that way, they will have a lot of interaction. But it goes on just to show that I am humble. So Dr. Sharkar is telling the same thing, and that is true. If everyone is nothing but God, then why should we not touch the feet of everyone. Why people are coming and taking the dust of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna? Then Master Mashay, but there is a greater manifestation of God in some men than in others. There is water everywhere, but you see more of it in a lake, a river, or an ocean. Will you show the same respect to a new Bachelor of Science as you do to Faraday? So obviously, a Bachelor of Science, just fresh from the college, and a very experienced scientist, are you going to tell that they both are same? Master Masha's judgment is really correct. He said, but mostly he heard from Sri Ramakrishna. So he is telling those words of Sri Ramakrishna. When I was in Arunachal Pradesh, one family used to come. They became very close to me. They used to come and stay in the ashrama. Then their young boy of class 8 or class 9 grade, so he used to listen all those. Whenever I am talking almost the same thing, so he heard and almost memorized. Then maybe in the dinner or some other time, when someone is asking, Maharaj, where is the proof that God is there? Immediately, usually the answer that I give, he will tell. He immediately used to tell. Hey, if they are asking to me, and if you give all these answers, then what I am going to do? So we used to have a fun. Now that boy has grown up, etc. Now this always happens. Those people are around. They constantly listen. So and by that way they learn. Master Masha was naturally he had a great love for Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Whatever he used to say, Master Masha used to remember, used to note it down, and it is in his mind. So whenever there will be any discussion, he used to quote as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, saying those words, ideas of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and that is correct. Dr. Sharkar, I agree with that, but why do you call him God? This is really, really very difficult. When the God is living with us, the contemporary people, they cannot understand God living with us. Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhaye. Only a handful, they try to understand, realize God. But majority of the people, when they live with that person, they think, oh, this is just ordinary. Those who used to live with Swami Vivekananda, could they think that he was actually the Shiva? He used to sing and all those things he used to do. Of course, he had an attraction. So by that way only, but I don't think they used to think him as the God himself. They used to love him, they used to like him. His company was very, very beneficial and joyful. So obviously by that way, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is the same. Many a times when Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is walking in the Calcutta streets, maybe a group of people following him, other people, they used to cut jokes. Look at it, Paramahamsa and his group. The Hamsa means the duck, the swans. So ducks usually they'll say, look at them, the big that Raja Hamsa and all the ducks are following. So by that way they used to cut jokes. But now, all over the world, each and every one, anyone sincere about the spirituality, know about Sri Ramakrishna. Almost all the languages in the world, they have transcribed the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, Kathamrita. So this Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is there, and Dr. Sharkar, he is constantly having the doubt, is he God truly? This doubt came in the mind of Mathur Babu also. Mathur Babu, he used to help Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to spend a lot of money for Sri Ramakrishna. So one day, he was sitting in his own that building, that's called Kuti Badi, and there's a big open space. Then the other side, another room and the temple, guest room and all, Sri Ramakrishna's room was there. Very close, he could see. And attached to the Sri Ramakrishna's room, there is a long passage, there's a veranda. So Sri Ramakrishna was pacing up and down. Seeing that humble man, a village Brahmin, and that Mathur Babu was thinking, well, I consider him as God and I am worshipping him. Is he truly God? The moment he thought, the thought crossed his mind. He himself noted, and it is recorded, the Mathur Babu saw when Sri Ramakrishna going one side, he is the goddess Kali, and in turning back, he is the Shiva. And the same person, the Shiva and the Shakti. Parabrahma, Parashakti, Jagat Rupa, Ramakrishna. And there is a beautiful passage, the stotra. It begins with Parabrahma, that means the Shiva, that means the knowledge. Parashakti, that power, the knowledge now transforming into action. Parashakti and Ramakrishna. Mathur Babu saw that the Kali and the Shiva in one person. And we can imagine he's a very big fellow he was. He immediately jumped up from the chair and almost ran across that field and came and fell at his feet and said, Father, Baba, I have made a mistake. Now I have seen who you are. Sri Ramakrishna, rather, even, oh, something you have seen, it is okay. You need not to give so much of importance. Afterwards, when the Mathur Babu passed away, he used to tell to his disciples, he saw many things in me. That's why he used to help me, he used to serve me. So by that way, the indication is really difficult for the contemporary people to judge a holy person. Friends, this Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said, why do you salute each other? Master Moshe, why do we salute each other? It is because God dwells in everybody's heart. You haven't given much thought to this subject. Is becoming vocal. So usually he never talked. Here we find even before Sri Ramakrishna, as because every day, every moment, Dr. Sharkar is to come and he will be objecting to these and that. It was too much for them to accept it. So we can understand when the Master Moshe is talking like that, he was a man of patience, a very quiet type of person. But now he is arguing and vehemently, he said, I agree with you, but why do you call him God? Yet the Master Moshe said, why do we salute each other? It is because God dwells in everybody's heart. You haven't given much thought to this subject. The last sentence, so you have not given, that means you don't know about it. Now Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said to doctor, I have already told you that some people reveal more of God than others. This is important. Some people, because each and everyone is nothing but God, it depends on the same thing. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, we have every right to Buddhahood. Buddha is that knowledge. Buddhahood, that place of knowledge. Each and every one has the right to reach over there. Why? We are all God. As because manifestation is less, we are feeling like this. The moment we withdraw our mind from the sense objects, make it calm, you are God. That much only. The problem is only this much. As because our mind, it goes always and we cannot train our mind to withdraw. But this Bhagavan Buddha, Shankara, Chaitanya, Ramanuja, Vivekananda, if you see, they are all meditating. What is the meditation? Withdrawing the mind. And they became 100% successful. So they are gods. So this difference only and nothing else. That's why he said, each and every one of us, we have the right to that Buddhahood. Anyone can become Buddha. Why one? And that is scientific. Some of the faith, some of the religion, some of the philosophy, they say one has realized, and that is the end of it, and no one else can realize that. That is not the truth. It cannot be. If someone has realized following some methods, others can also realize that. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, some people reveal more of God than others. Friends, the last Wednesday we were reading about who can be called as a devotee. That there we quoted from the Uddhava Gita, many of you may remember. There Bhagavan Krishna, he mentioned mat linga, mat bhaktajana, darshana, sparshana, archanam, paricharja, stuti, praya, guna karma, anukirtanam. These are the qualities of a devotee. There are many. I have quoted only from the 34, chapter 11, verse 34. Mat ling, that means the God's image or photo or some symbol of God. Mad bhaktajana, those who are constantly worshipping me, talking about me, thinking about me, meditating on me. They don't do anything else but constantly trying to realize God. That is called bhaktajana. Darshana, if you see them. Sparshana, if you touch them. Archanam, if you worship them or help them. Paricharja, again, if you are feeding them. Stuti, if you are listening their words and then you are also praising them. Paiha guna karma anukirtanam. And that is the service of God to holy person. So if you can do that, then you are a devotee. What happens? When a man can do that, when a person can do that, he has reduced his ego. That's why he is worshipping that Guru, washing his feet, and then cooking for him, working for him, serving him. That man is becoming humble. He may be very successful in the society, but when he is serving his Guru or a holy person, he is very humble and never boast of, oh, you can also do, I'm in America, this is like this. Yes, the Guru and the Shishya both are same. The Guru also picking up the bag and the Shishya also. But in our country, they will never do. They won't allow the Guru to do that. They will carry. So this is the differences, social manners. And here we find who can be called as a devotee. The first and foremost, faith is there, God is there. There is no doubt God is there. I can't see God, I can't talk to God, but I believe because scriptures say it. Because the holy people say it, God is there. So I don't have any doubt about it. This is first. Saying that God has manifested himself in different forms and different images. So wherever I see that image, I remember God and I worship. If you noticed in Hindu temples, once there is a temple, it will continue. Even those who are not belonging, there is no conception of membership. Here the churches have the membership. But in India, temples don't have the membership. A group of people will be there to maintain. But anyone, any Hindu passing through that way, maybe he is a votary, he is a worshipper of Ganesha. He loves Ganesha. His Ishta Devata is Ganesha. But when he is passing a temple of Krishna or the Shiva, he will give some donation. There is no hesitation. The Krishna is also God and Shiva is also God. Though no narrowness. Some people maybe, some of them, they always go on telling others are not God, others are not God. They themselves do not know, and they teach also the wrong thing to the others. Oh, only this is the God and nothing. That is very, very wrong thing. And that's why in the scripture they say, Andhanaiva niyamana yatanda. If a blind is leading you the road, who doesn't know himself, then what will happen? Both of them will be in the ditch because they don't know. The same way, if you are true devotee, any God, in any form, in any name, in anywhere, you are humble, you are worshipping. And that is why the Hindus don't hesitate to bow down before the Mahavir Jains. They are Jains. But Hindus will go and bow down. They will go to the Gurudwaras and kneel down before the Guru Granth Sahib. Because that is the thing that they worship. They consider those words of the Gurus is the Guru. So the book that is containing the teachings of the Gurus, Guru Granth Sahib. Sahib is a respectful word. So Guru Granth Sahib, they will also go, and as they have the system that you have to cover your head, and then you should go, they will do that. And they will bow down, they will worship, they will take the prasad and come, no hesitation. When they are going to other temples, other places, no hesitation. Why? Because they see same God everywhere. The mat linga. I have manifested in different forms, in different names, in different places. If you believe that and act in that way, you are a devotee. Otherwise, no. According to this Bhagavata, no, you are not a devotee. Because you have closed your mind and you have decided yourself. God is everywhere. But you say, no, God cannot be everywhere. Only in my temple, only in my image, only the and wherever there is ego, God won't be there. So this is very clearly mentioned, Matlinga. Then Mat Bhakta Jana. Anyone is a good person and believer of God is my friend. I am not hesitating. He loves someone else in a different name, but he is a holy person because he tells the truth, he helps others, he never hurts others, never cheats others. Maybe he is a different faith, but he is my friend, Bhakta Jana. And Darshana, Sparshana, Archanam. In a broad way, if you think that whenever we see the God, God is everywhere. The darshana means when I see anyone, I immediately remember, oh, God is residing into that person. And I have to worship accordingly. So I cannot be harsh. I cannot be rough behaving with those people. So darshana, sparshana, even touching, here those who are in the age also senior to you, you are supposed to touch their feet. Why? Then when you are humble, you are blessing yourselves. Not that when you are touching the feet of someone else, you are showing your, oh, see, look at me, I can be humble in that way. No. You are removing your ego, lowering your ego, and so you go and touch. That is the main thing. And archanam and all these things. And now today, Bhagavan said that one people reveal more to God. Some people reveal more of God than others. Here I was seeing the Shubhashita. There is a book called Shubhashita. All good words are there. And just today I was browsing, it came before me. Who is a good person? Pandita. They say Pandita means a holy person. He is a man of knowledge. Matrivat paradareshu. So look at the behavior. Simply, I'm a very holy person, won't do. And your people will be all going on, drum beating. He's a holy man, he's a holy man. And it will show up in such a way as a holy man. That is okay, good for them if they like. But very simple thing. Matrivat paradareshu, paradrabbeshu lashtravat. Atmavat sarvabhuteshu ya pashyati sa pandita. Panda means the Brahman. That is a Pandita. And what the Pandita they do, how we will understand that? By seeing their behavior. What type of behavior? They respect all women except his wife as mother. Matrivat paradvareshu. They will be respecting each and every woman as their mother. Respectful with this past. Paradrabbeshu lurshtavat. And they will consider the other's wealth as a lump of earth. They will never look at it. They will never heed. Oh no, that is okay for them. They are happy, let them be happy. God has given me this, that is sufficient for me. So one is, usually our mind, they want two things, lust and gold. So the lust and gold has been controlled. How? By these two words, matrivat, paradhareshu and paradrabbeshu lurshtavat. Lurshta means a lump of earth. Then this is negative. No. And what is positive? Atmavat, sarvabhuteshu. All beings are like me. They want respect, they want attention, they want service, they want this, they want that, as I want. The Atmavat sarvabhuteshu yapashyati shapandita. The three things. Two, negation. One, possession. I see God in every being because God is residing in me. So I reside in every being. I see in that way. This is called the Pandita. Pandita is a holy man. Who is a holy man? How we will understand? Just some people are beating the drums like that, or a lot of books has been written about him, or no, I have to see whether his behavior is that or not. And that is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you must check a monk, a sadhu, a holy man. Instead of monk, we should say holy person, in the daytime and night time. That means daytime, a holy person. Jar, in Bengali, he said, Jar, mon, pran, antaratma. It is a Bengali expression. Jar, mon, the mind, pran, the life force, and antaratma, the soul. That means the complete dedication, jar, mon, pran, antaratma, ishare gato heche. That has been completely dedicated to God. He is a sadhu. He can be called as a holy person. Now, another is this, why it is so important? Because these people who are constantly thinking of God, constantly praying for the others, they slowly transform into a moving tabernacle. The word I'm using from Swami Vivekananda. Tabernacle is that means the temple. It is a moving temple. That's why it says, sadhunam darshanam punnam. If you really see a person like this, the moment you look at that person, you get the spiritual benefit. Sadhunam darshanam punyam. Sarva tirtha bhuta hi sadhavaha. Tirtha means a holy place. And in the holy place what happened? the manifestation of the God and the God different divine play. So all associated, that comes within it. That means that place is holy because the God manifested over there, and that manifestation, that God is now in the holy place. Then like the Muslim, they go to Makkah and that is their holy place. The Hindus, they always go to Kashi or Benares we call, and then to the Vrindavan. These are the holy places we always, and other places. The Christians, they will go, and the Jerusalem, they will go like this. There are holy places for every religion. But when you go without knowing much about it, we don't find that as we call it, vibe, the whole feeling that we have come over. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna stayed over there, and in this room he lived for so many years, and every moment he used to think of God, here, there, everywhere, almost all those places. He used to walk, and he was God himself. Why? In his mind there was nothing but God. So sometimes he used to merge into God, go into samadhi. That place become holy. So when you go over there, do we feel? Not much. Why? Because we have not purified our mind. But when you go and see that holy person, immediately our mind become holy. Tirtham phalati kalena. Effect of the holy place will take some time, but sadhya sadhu samagamaha. But if the holy people are in one place, and if you go over there, see them, look at them, listen to them, immediate effect will come. That is why people, they like to go all to where the holy people they come, particularly in that the Kumbh Mela. All varieties of monks, different faiths, different schools, in thousands they come and assemble. Maybe in lakh, maybe one will be a genuine monk, but it is there. So if you go and if you search truly, how you will understand, the moment you go close to that, near to that, immediately you will feel that a purity, a love, and very simplicity, very simple. So by that way you can understand, you get the benefit. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he told to the doctor, some people reveal more of God than others. All are nothing but God, but the manifestation in degree that differs. Thank you, friends. We will stop over here today, and then we will discuss about, they will continue in our next Wednesday. Any question?
First question is from YouTube user SM. He is asking, what is Sri Ramakrishna's view on science? What is Vedanta's perception on science? Can the two philosophies exist, or must we choose one and separate the mind from science and God when performing one's duty?
See, when we talk about the science, Vijnana, the spatial knowledge, as I was telling in the beginning of my talk, what we understand through science, very specific thing. And slowly we maneuver the nature. Everything is there, already present in the nature. And we develop that through our mind, through our intellect. But all that we do, even the AI, artificial intellect, all it is nothing but within the 5 sense organs, isn't it? That eye, the nose, the tongue, the skin, and the smell. These are the 5 organs. We intensify it millions of times, and then we enter into the secrets of the nature. and we discover so many other things. Before the discovery of the law of gravitation, it was there. If all people they forget, it will be there. And it was given only to a one person, Newton, and he saw a very simple thing, an apple is falling, and immediately from there he discovered. But spirituality is a completely your own. You cannot see through different machine your own mind, isn't it? So that way it is different. Your own mind is the only thing from where you have to understand what is spirituality. Love. What is spirituality? Same-sightedness. What is spirituality? Embracing each and every one, thinking that this is nothing but the divine. How can you increase that? By using machine. You can understand what is the human being with the help of the machines, but the love for fellow beings, that you have to generate in your own mind, helping a different process, that is Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, as they always call it. So thank you, friends. That point, these are two different, otherwise nothing.
Second question, Shamir Kumar Dey is asking, how should one pray who is not initiated? Will chanting God name hundreds of times bring the desired result?
Of course, of course. That is, initiation means accepting some ideology. Now, different type of ideologies are there, you accept that. There's the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's ideology, love and unselfishness. Now, those who are coming and taking the name of God and they are developing that. So, this is one thing. But if you are just praying to God, whatever the name or form that you like, and like a very sincere, the child, if you are crying and praying, of course that power will manifest, and in some form it will come to you and help you and guide you. You can pray, no problem. Okay, friends, thank you very much. Let us chant this mantra and we conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa drita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.